that in my the twilight of my career here in the city of Taylor and help the administration to enact their vision and hopefully suggest a few maybe new programs and projects or ones that haven't been undertaken in the city for a while. And I hope those are included in this presentation. There will be a 30-day public comment period starting tomorrow through July 22nd. This is the draft proposed budget that we're going to present this evening. And that can be changed, it can be tweaked. There will be some adjustments to the numbers as program income is finalized and some other facts and figures. So we will, after the presentation, we'll open it up for public comment, but the public will also be able to review the draft action plan and the budget for the next 30 days and submit written comments and suggestions during that time period. So I was able in my brief tenure so far with Taylor since about April 25th to tour a few of the parks on my own and go to the senior center and review the 5-year plan for the community development program and kind of get an idea and kind of hit the ground running with some suggested proposed projects that I've worked with the administration on proposing. They obviously involve the involvement of other city departments and staff, and that will be forthcoming as those projects get underway in the next year, and hopefully we can do those and spend our money out in a timely fashion. We did send out a notice of funding availability with a deadline of May 27th. We sent that out for a few weeks. We did not receive any proposals. I was not here for the first public hearing, I believe in April, early April, mid-April. We did not receive any formal proposals, so internally, again with the administration, we've suggested some proposals. There was a deadline of May 27th. If any nonprofits or outside agencies or any eligible CDBG entities want to submit a proposal, they can do that for consideration, and we can address that as on a case-by-case basis if those are received. I'll now get into the budget. There's about about 8 line items. I'll give brief descriptions for each one, and then we'll move on to the public comment. The allocation for Taylor for this upcoming year is $438,075. A little lower than last year, but around the same amount that it's been for the past several years. We have program income as of May 1st of $142,960. Again, there is probably a few more dollars of program income that will be realized before June 30th, and that goes into computing the public services tab. I'm going to try not to get into too many weeds, but I want to describe how these facts and figures come about. 15% of the prior year program income, which is the year we're in now, and the allocation amount is $87,155, which is our cap on public services within the block grant program. That's how much we can fund in public services for the upcoming year. That'll probably rise a little bit because program income will probably rise a little bit by the end of this year. The administration cap is capped at 20%, and that will be the entitlement amount plus an estimated $50,000 program income for next year, and that would be approximately $97,615. If we realize more program income during this upcoming program year, that administration amount can rise, but it is always capped at 20% of the entitlement amount and the program income realized during the program year. We are proposing to reprogram some funds which were unspent or from completed prior year projects and programs and activities, and that totals $555,371 that we will reprogram into projects that we are proposing for this budget, upcoming budget year. With the entitlement amount, the estimated program income, and the amount of proposed reprogramming, we have $1,043,446 available for funding in the block grant program for fiscal year 22-23. The proposed allocations that equal that amount, we're proposing code enforcement activities within the low mod areas that are CDBG eligible and the most deteriorated or areas in the low mod areas to focus on code enforcement activities. Primarily with rentals and different areas to just bolster the code enforcement, help those our ordinance officers to focus on some areas, obviously to, for the beautification of the city and to keep everyone up to date on all the ordinances and enforcement. So, once again, these projects that we're going to propose this evening, they're going to be vetted out in the upcoming month. That means internally what we do with our consultants, with the administration, is we vet out these projects to double check and make sure they're all eligible under the block grant program so that we have viable projects that can move forward. Our housing rehabilitation program, we're allocating $78,676. That's our ongoing housing rehab program here in the city of Taylor. Senior services, which is part of public services, we've established that as a unique line item, which will help with senior services that serve the senior citizens of the city of Taylor. We're proposing $77,155, and that is part of that $87,155 cap. The Good Neighbor program is going to be a demolition program. I believe the city of Taylor has done that off and on over the years. And we're going to bring that back and hopefully do maybe 2 or 3 dilapidated structures and, get those eyesores out of communities and get those lots to where, to prevent crime and vandalism, get those lots back to where if they are buildable, then the city can, take care of those in the future, but we want to demo those blighted structures. We're proposing $30,000 for that. Public services in general would be the other $10,000 left under that cap, and that would be for any public service agencies or other public services that we would undertake during the program year that we haven't either realized yet, or maybe if we get some other proposals in, we can consider those in that $10,000. The Ford Senior Center improvements, that would be a facility improvement, renovation, things that need to be done within the Ford Senior Center. We're proposing $200,000 for that. Park improvements, which is ongoing. Many park projects are on the table right now, and I'm sure Mr. Ewan from Recreation would be, have a lot more on his slate that we can look at and see if they're CDBG eligible for funding. And we have quite a few of them. That's why we're proposing $500,000 in the next program year for that. Last but not least is the general administration planning portion, which is $97,615, which equals that estimated cap, 20% cap amount for the program year. So that totals $1,043,446, which is the amount available for funding that I mentioned earlier. That is our proposed budget for the upcoming year, and I'll open it up for any comments, questions.
Any questions from the council? Councilman Johnson.
Through the chair, the senior services, could you go into a little bit more detail on that? What would that do for seniors? What is it exactly?
Well, it would have to be a new service provided to the seniors. Normally, those are through the senior center.